Hey, how's it going out there, everybody? Hope everybody's having a great day. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Cash. Let's talk about some trucking stuff. So, I do weekly recaps every week, and it's kind of just me going over my numbers of being an owner-operator. And a lot of people ask me a lot of different questions, so I'm just going to kind of sum a lot of it up right here, and we're going to talk about that thumbnail. So if you're here because of that thumbnail, stick with me. We'll get a few things about weekly recap, and that's actually why I'm making this video, is to show people the reality of what can happen in trucking. So if you're looking to be an owner operator right now, you've came to the right channel, because that's what we do here. We kind of talk the business of trucking. I mean, if you're a company driver, we talk a lot of that too, different companies and whatnot. So, you know, think about subscribing, click that like button for me if you would. Let's talk about some things in trucking. So normally I don't talk about like general repairs, you know, like, you know, I had a starter put on about a month ago or so. I don't remember what it cost, but stuff like that's just repairs, you know, so I don't really talk about them much. You know, it all comes out of my maintenance fund. I put money back every week for repairs. And sometimes those repair bills are not your fault, and they are not planned, and that's what's going on in that thumbnail. So from here on out, I will no longer be getting oil changes done at Love's, maybe Speedco, but no more truck stop Love's oil changes. Okay, and it's not necessarily something against Love's. I know everybody has a hard time keeping employees right now, getting good employees and keeping good employees. And I've had a couple experiences in Love's shops in the past year that I would like to talk about that have me pretty much done with the shop at the truck stop. Now, I could probably still do Speedcos, but, and I'm not saying like any other of the big chain truck stops have it any better, okay? I'm not saying that. But my thing with Love's right now is they got a lot of new guys, and I feel like the senior guys are not very senior, number one. You know, you might have a guy that's got a year of experience and he's the manager at the shop. That does not bode well for most people. And my thing is, I was getting a steer tire done the other day. This was about 2 months ago. And I'm sitting in there, there's two guys sitting in the shop, and they get a new guy to go out there and put that steer tire on. And I'm in a hurry now, mind you. You know, I'm in the middle of a load here, and this is not where I'm taking my 10-hour break. I'm trying to get a tire done and get on down the road. You know, I ran over a piece of metal, and I'm trying to get this steer tire fixed or replaced. So they send the new guy out there to it. And this right here, I lost all confidence. The new guy comes in, and he asks the guys behind the counter, the two guys sitting in there chewing the fat, they're just talking, they're not doing a damn thing. He comes in there and he goes, "Is changing a steer tire like changing any other tire?" Yeah, right there, I was like, he should not be out there working on my equipment by himself. That's just my opinion. If he's that new to the game, one of you dumbasses need to get out there and help him. He struggled with that tire for hours. It took 30 minutes for him to put the valves, get the valve stem out. And I was sitting there watching the poor guy, and you could tell he was new at this because he was out of shape, you know, and he really didn't have the physical part of it down, you know. He was struggling with a lot of it. Finally, sitting there watching it, I just went in the office, and these two guys were sitting in the office complaining about their health benefit package for the coming year. And I went in there and said, "Hey guys, he's having trouble out there. Can one of you guys go out there and help him?" Literally 5 minutes later, one of them walks out there and puts the valve stem in for him. And I'm just like, I'm kind of on the edge of not wanting to do business at these Love shops anymore, just because of stuff like that, because time is money, and they got time to sit in there and talk, but they ain't got time to get out there and get the job done, okay? And then my other issue I have is every time I get an oil change at Love's, I have to tell them, don't put 44 quarts of oil in my engine. I know it calls for 44 quarts. That is the maximum capacity for the engine. You guys are not doing extended oil drains, okay? You're always, there's like a quart or two of oil in that engine that didn't drain out. And about a year ago, they overfilled. They put the 44 in there, even though I asked them to stop at like 42. They put the 44 in there. So, you know, we checked the dipstick and everything looks okay. But then, you know, you got to figure, like, if there's too much oil in there, you know, you really need to wait and let it set for like 10 minutes to let everything drain down. You know, if you just turn the engine off and pull the dipstick, yeah, it's going to look normal, you know? So, anyway, I'm pretty damn sure right after that was the cause, but right after that oil change, I had to have an oil pan gasket put on. I ain't saying they done it. I didn't blame them. I didn't call them about it. But, you know, when you overfill, and I actually have a hand pump now. And every time I get my oil change at Love's, I have to pump like 2 quarts out of it. Because after I set it on level ground and let all that oil drain down, of the, you know, full line, I should say. So, I'm kind of already at that point, like, I'm kind of done with getting stuff done at Love's. But this last oil change, the reason for that thumbnail, yes, I'm pretty sure I'm done getting oil changes done at Love's. That's for damn sure. Yeah, did not put the cap on the oil filter housing good. And if you guys don't know, I have a DD15, and instead of having a metal screw-on filter, a DD15 has a housing with a plastic screw-off top that the filter goes down in. So you just put the inside of the filter down in there, and then you screw it down. Apparently, he just set it on top of there, and whoo, yeah. So I'm cruising down the freeway, just minding my own business, and yeah, apparently that cap blows off going down the road, and I lose 3 gallons of oil immediately. I mean, from the time the oil pressure went down and the stop engine light came on was maybe 15 seconds. I mean, I immediately caught the shoulder and shut the truck off. And that picture, I'll put the picture up right now. That's how much oil was on everything immediately, okay? So, here is my dilemma. Now, it's kind of hard to tell in the picture, but that is right at sundown, okay? I was in the Dallas metro area. I was in a really bad spot on the freeway. Like, I was on the shoulder, but I couldn't really get over like I wanted to. I was right on the white line. And yeah, sun was going down. It was a Sunday. I had a Monday delivery in Dallas. So, or in Houston, excuse me. I had a Monday in Houston. So that shut me down in Dallas. You know, I had to get a tow truck because, you know, didn't have 3 gallons of oil on me. And I didn't have a cap to the oil filter housing at this point. You know, sayonara, you know, that thing, no telling where that thing came off back down the road. So, yeah, had to have a tow. Okay, luckily found a shop that was open for me to have the truck towed into, but no one there to work on the truck till Monday. So I missed my Monday delivery in Houston. Now let's go over the money of this real quick. Now, and also real quick before I go over the money of it, I know some people will say, should have had a roadside guy come out and do something about it instead of paying the tow bill. That is a very valid point looking back on it, knowing all the facts, other than the Freightliner in that area is not open on Sunday. They got banker hours down there, let me tell you. So I needed a new cap for that housing, and if Freightliner ain't open, a roadside guy ain't gonna do you no good. I mean, the way that oil comes out of there, wow. Wowzers, is that thing under some pressure. So, had to have it towed. And given, you know, maybe, you know, I know there'll be some Monday morning quarterbacks out there, and, you know, I'm sure you could have done it better. I'm not knocking. I'm not saying you couldn't, okay? I am not perfect. I'm not even trying to explain that. But with the knowledge I had at the moment of what was going on, number one, I had to get the truck off the side of the road. I'm not trying to be part of an Asian My news story where, you know, I caused a major accident. Called for a tow truck, really good people. I think the name was Skeeter's Towing. I think it was Skeeter's Towing. They were good people. They were good people. Showed up really quick. I'll give them that. Salute to that. You know, I told them I was in a bad spot on the freeway and just needed to get out of there. I couldn't roll the truck. I couldn't really do nothing. I mean, I was just kind of stuck where I was at. So they showed up quick. They snatched the truck, and they took me down the road to a shop. I can't remember the name of the shop, but they were okay. The towing bill was $750 for the tow, and then the next morning at the shop, salute to the shop for getting to the problem quick. Got me an oil filter housing cap, got it on, put you know, the oil, got a new filter because the filter had been exposed, you know, so new filter, new oil housing filter cap, and 3 gallons of oil, and a pressure wash everything, you know, because everything's covered in oil. Yeah, salute to them for getting that done really quick. That was $950 to do that. Hey, I don't set the rates. That seems a little heavy to me, but I don't run a diesel shop, so I don't really know the prices. I will say this. I searched that bill, and I was very happy to say they didn't charge me shop supplies on that bill. Shout out to them for that. There was no shop supplies on there. I said, hey, I'll bring a truck back here for no shop supplies just for that reason. But so there you go. I think from here on, my company has a shop, and I think from here on out, I will be buying the Hotshot full synthetic oil, and I will just have them change it for me at the shop. You know, I'll just buy everything. I'll buy the oil, I'll buy the filters and everything needed, and I will just have them do it. It'll probably cost me more doing it that way, but the way I look at it, I'm going to get a better oil. You know, instead of using the Love's brand oil, I will be getting the Hotshot Secret's full synthetic oil, which, you know, they are known for their oil. So we'll go that route with it and get a better oil. I'll just extend out my intervals a little bit if I do that, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Freightliner and get the Freightliner filters instead of using the Luber Finder filters or whatever it is Love's carries. So, and you know, extend out the intervals. I'm going to get the oil done between 25 and 30,000 miles with the Love's setup. I do draw with my hand pump. I draw out a sample at about 20,000 miles and have it tested. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it with the synthetic. I'm going to have it extended out, and I'll probably draw a sample at like the normal time when I would change it, 25 to 30,000. If the sample looks good, we'll probably run it to 40 or 45,000, and that's probably what I'll start doing. But I don't see me getting Love's shop to do anything else unless it's just an absolute necessity, because, you know, that repair right there was $1,650. The shop was $950, or the tow was $750. The shop was $902 or something like that. $1,650. You know, that makes for a damn expensive oil change. Yeah, I got to thinking about it. I was like, yeah, I'm not really getting a deal at Love's on those oil changes when down the road it cost me $1,650 and a day of running, because instead of making the delivery on Monday morning in Houston, I was stuck in Dallas until about 11 o'clock in the morning, and then I drove to Houston, could not deliver that afternoon, had to sit until they opened the next morning at 6 a.m. So it absolutely cost me a day of running. So you figure the price of the oil change at Love's is like $400, $450, something like that. $1,650 for the repair bill, and then, or repair and towing, and then you factor in losing a day of running. You know, what is that? What is that? Like a $3,000 oil change, oh, the hell with that. You know what I mean? I'll buy that diamond synthetic from Hotshot Secrets, and we'll do it that way. And we'll put, you know, the Freightliner filters and all. That's just the way I see it happening from here on out. And like when the oil pan gasket went out, you know, that was like $1,500-$1,600 and 3 or 4 days of downtime. You know, and I mean, like I said, I can't prove that they did that, but you know, whenever I get my oil changed at Love's, every time it's overfilled. They don't drain it. You know, it's like I said, when the maximum capacity is 44 quarts, you shouldn't put 44 quarts back in there unless you're doing like a 2-hour drain on it. Unless you're like just letting everything come out of it. When you're doing a 15-minute drain then a refill, you should probably give yourself a quart or two of, you know, leeway, but they don't have the time to do that. And that's my beef with it. So probably no more Love's. Well, I know there'll be no more Love's oil changes for sure for me, but it's not a knock on the good mechanics that care and take the time to do what they got to do. But it's kind of turned into a puppy mill over there, if you ask me. It's just churning them and churning them and churning them. Some of these guys that work in there like they're 15 years old, you know. And I know it's a tough job, so I'm not knocking the hard workers, you know, that do their job there. But for me personally, I think I got to be done. You know, it's like when you get that third good hard butt whooping, you know, you're like, I got to rethink some things. You know, my wallet's starting to cry a little bit, you know. Because that really hurt, you know. It's like, and you know, freight's not paying as good as it has been in the past, and to have a $1,650 bill for literally no calls, you know what I mean? Like, that's like an axle of drive tires, you know what I mean? That's like a set of Michelin steer tires I just gave away. I was just like, here, take them, you know, like. That was a starter, an alternator, a set of batteries, all together. I mean, that was like the whole damn, you know, I don't know. That one really got me. That one bothered me. But that's what it is, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate everybody watching. If you made it this far, smash that like button. Subscribe. Think about it at least. And check out all those links down below if you need to save some money right now. I know I do. So check it out. Later. Hi, I want to talk to you real quick about the ES Advantage card. Do you need discounts at major truck stop chains? They got them. Do you need discount on shop rates at TA and Love's? They got them. Tire discounts. They even got health insurance now. Click the link down below. Easy application, no credit check. Sign up. They give you a call back. They'll take all your information and you'll be in the network.